Okay, so moving right along. Oops, my baby's little diaper came apart. But now we're gonna go into our video on our newborn reflexes. So here's my little baby here. I just finished doing my newborn assessment on her. Here's my little sign for my newborn reflexes, okay, that we're gonna go over. So we're gonna start out with the rooting reflex. With the rooting reflex, this is a reflex where if you touch the newborn's cheek, they will turn outward towards the direction that they're being touched. So we can touch the mouth, inside of the mouth. And oftentimes when this is done, it may look like the infant's hungry and trying to like eat your fingers, but it's not. It's just a very basic reflex of babies. Another reflex that we may not even notice is the breathing reflex. That's just something that they do. That is something that we all do. Okay, so that's the rooting reflex. And then the sucking reflex. This is the reflex where something is stimulating the mouth of the baby. Where if I were to gently touch the roof of the baby's mouth with a bottle or even the nipple of the breast, the baby would respond to it and they would begin the sucking reflex. The moral reflex, this is their startle reflex. So with this reflex, typically babies are startled by any sudden movements, oftentimes where if you are playing peekaboo with the baby, when you say boo to the baby jumps. That is their moral reflex. That is their reflex that is affecting their the sudden movements around them or loud noises. Whenever they're around, they may throw their head back or begin to cry. The gag reflex. Gag reflex happens when your newborn swallows too much milk. So if your baby's drinking a little bit too fast and they're giving too much milk at a time, they will gag, just as anyone else would. Their first instinct would be to close their throat, and it'll cause their tongue to expel and throw up the rest of the milk. The crawling reflex. So when the baby's on their stomach, they will crawl their knees up as such. I'm trying to make my little baby crawl. Under their tummy in a fetal position like they're crawling. They may not move, but it will just be done, and they will probably try to scoot. That's just a reflex of newborn babies. Moving right along to the Dubinsky's reflex. Here we go. Let's flip the baby over. If you stroke the sole of the baby's foot, heel to toe, this big toe will bend back while the other toes fan out. And this will help the baby from falling when they start to walk. The walking reflex, and it's also known as the dance reflex, is when they look like they might try to walk when you hold them upright. So if I'm holding my baby upright like we do, we're holding the baby, standing them up. They'll put their feet on the flat floor as if they're about to walk, and nothing really happens. That is the walking reflex. The palmar grass or the grass reflex, this happens when your baby's hand closes around your finger. So oftentimes that's like a mommy's first picture they take with the baby. Their finger is in the baby's hand, their finger is in the baby's hand, and the baby grasps around the mommy's finger. This happens when you press or touch the palm of the baby's hand. And this is when they're learning to kind of hold things. Most times it starts out with mommy's finger. Next, the traction response here. Now with this one, you would hold your baby's wrist, lifting them forward into a sitting position, and they will typically help you raise them up. Okay, that's the traction position. And then last but not least, the gallant reflex. While you're holding your baby face down, you're going to gently stroke along one side of their back. And if all is well, the baby will arch their body and pull their pelvis towards the side he was stroked. So we're stroking the right side. He's going to arch up and pull his body towards the right side. And that is the gallant reflex. And that is my newborn reflexes video. And this is my little baby. Say hi, mama.